Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Vedic Astrologer. My name is Rajat Kapoor. Today in this video, I'm going to talk about Mars's transit in the sign of Libra. On 3rd of October 2023, Mars is moving out from the sign of Virgo and entering in the sign of Libra, that is ruled by Venus or Shukra. And Mars is going to stay in the sign of Libra till 16th of November. Mars's transit is quite important for us because it usually lasts for 40 to 45 days. And in case you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit the bell icon, share this video with your friends. And in case you wish to book a personalized consultation with me, you can check out the link to my website in the comment section and how you can reach out to me. In this video, I'm going to talk about how Mars's transit in the sign of Libra is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. But before that, some general and very important interpretations. Now, we must understand two things. Mars is en route home, that is its next step in the sign of Scorpio, which is its home sign, the most comfortable space for Mars. Therefore, this transit is quite crucial. When a planet is about to reach its home sign, it starts to feel itself in a joyful situation, in a very comfortable situation. Mars is a fiery planet. Libra is an air sign. What happens when fire meets air? The fire rises, it ignites the fire, it increases the fire. This is the kind of energy that is going to be there during the transit of Mars. How to channelize, making the most of it would be important, and that is something which is in our hands as an individual. Let's understand Mars. Mars is all about energy. It is a fiery planet. It represents courage, it represents staying on the ground, it is a warrior. All the sports person and all kinds of physical activities are very closely associated to Mars. It plays a very important role in our immune system, in the circulation of blood in the body. It is a red planet. It also represents anger and aggression. So when Mars is making a transit in Libra, all of these significances are going to be on a higher side. It will increase. Why? Because air is coming in contact of fire. So it is important for us to channelize our aggression in the right direction, make use of these energies. Put yourself out there to do any kind of physical activities at times, because naturally these energies would be quite on a higher side over the next 45 days. So it's on you how you make the most of it. Let's talk about Libra. Libra represents balance. It is indicative of harmony, relationships, partnership. It is a Venusian sign ruled by Venus, Shukra. It represents love, relationships, partnership. We see businesses from the sign of Libra because it plays a very important role in contracts and any kind of agreements. So during this transit, there are higher than normal energy levels, that is for sure. Mars also represents logic, so it might be an optimum time for you to leverage your logic in business related decisions, because this is what the sign of Libra is all about. The month of October is a bit turbulent. I have mentioned this in my previous video as well. We are going to witness a 4-planet conjunction in the sign of Libra with Sun, Mars, Ketu and Mercury. Now, reading this conjunction would depend on individual charts, but over the course of this transit, Mars and Mercury are going to have a greater stay. They are stronger than the other two. Sun is debilitated in the sign of Libra and Ketu is having its last journey in the sign of Libra before moving into the sign of Virgo. And all these grahas are being aspected by Rahu through the month. So it is important for us to focus on our communication. Watch what you say. Be very careful of discussions that you make with people. Leverage your energy in assertive communication, in positive communication, in influencing others. We might also witness some sort of aggression at the political level, at the mundane level, within the governments. Certain changes could be there. People might end up making mistakes. Some of the leaders might end up making grave mistakes. There could be political aggression. There could be hate speeches that we might witness over the next 45 days. So just be cautious of your surrounding and ensure that you're not a part of these kind of discussions or forums for your own benefit. During this transit, Mars is going to aspect 3 signs. Mars aspects 7th from its position, which is a natural 7th aspect, but this aspect is only 50%. Mars has two special aspects. Mars aspects 4th sign from its position and the 8th sign from its position. So during this transit, Mars is going to have a 4th aspect on the sign of Capricorn. Mars's 4th aspect is all about protection or raksha. The usual work is being protected, staying on the ground, actions in the society. This is what is being protected during this time. It is quite important to understand. Now, where this protection is coming from? This protection is coming from the 8th aspect of Mars. Mars's 8th aspect will be on the sign of Taurus. Therefore, the protection is coming from family, protection is coming from speech, protection is coming from what you eat, what you consume. It is coming from your accumulated wealth or savings. So keep this in mind. In order to protect your work, your savings, family, and some of these factors will play a very important role. And these two aspects are 100% aspect. Interestingly, Mars's 4th aspect is in the sign of Capricorn, which is its sign of exaltation. And then Mars's 7th aspect is on the sign of Aries, which is its Mool Trikon sign, but this aspect is 50%. But Mars desires you to leverage your energy, channelize your energy to change yourself, to understand yourself better, as this is a desire for self-improvement. So I can say that while staying in the sign of Libra, Mars has some very good aspects. Now, from a nakshatra point of view, Mars is going to be transiting 3 nakshatras. Currently, Mars is in Chitra nakshatra and is going to stay in Chitra nakshatra till 13th of October. Chitra is Mars's own nakshatra. Therefore, Mars is going pretty strong over the next few days. Then it is going to move in Swati nakshatra, which is ruled by Rahu. It is going to stay in Swati nakshatra from 13th of October till 2nd of November. And on 2nd of November, it is going to move in Vishakha nakshatra, that is ruled by Jupiter, and it is going to stay in Vishakha nakshatra for the remainder of its transit. During this time, wherever the sign of Capricorn falls in your chart, the sign of Taurus, Gemini falls in your chart, and the sign of Cancer falls in your chart, are going to witness some sort of positive results, condition you have a strong Mars placed in your chart, because this is where these grahas, Mars, Rahu and Jupiter, get exalted. During this transit, Mars is activating the 5th cycle and the 6th cycle. 5th cycle is all about education, future. It is a very progressive cycle. It is about children, creativity, performing arts. So it is good time to put your energy in future planning and decision making. And during the last part of the transit, it is going to activate the 6th cycle, which is about prarabdha. It is about service, depths and focus on your health. That could be the need of the hour during the last part of the transit. Who's going to have a maximum impact of this transit? In case you are running a dasha, antardasha or pratantardasha where Mars is playing a role, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. In case you have prominent planets in the sign of Libra, in the sign of Aries, in the sign of Capricorn, or in the sign of Taurus, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. By the virtue of this connection, in case your ongoing dasha, antardasha, pratantardasha, there is Sun playing a role, Mercury, Ketu, Rahu, even Jupiter playing a role, you are likely to be impacted by this transit. Therefore, this transit is quite important for most people. Now, let's talk about how this transit is going to have an impact on all 12 ascendant signs or the moon signs. At a physical level, you can read this transit from your ascendant sign, and at a mental level, you can read this transit through your moon sign. Let's start with Aries ascendants. For Aries ascendants, Mars is the Lagna Lord. It rules your 1st house and your 8th house, the ruler of self, your overall immunity, personality, your body, and also your inner self, the strength, and the ruler of your 8th house of transformation, sudden changes and ups and downs, also longevity, is making a transit in your 7th house of marriage, partnership, relationship, harmony, business, and those people who are opposite to you. This Mars during the transit is going to aspect your 10th house, 1st house, and the 2nd house. By the aspect, Mars is protecting your work, your actions in the society, what you like to do. It could be a job as well. And this protection is coming from your family, your speech. That is going to play a very important role, what you consume. So these are the things which you need to be mindful of over the next 45 days. Your wealth and accumulated savings also going to play a role in protection of your work or your duties. Mars in 7th house is considered Maran Karaka. Therefore, during the transit, it unfortunately loses its significance. You might require a lot more energy and enthusiasm during this time. So make sure that you continue to work out, exercise, eat right, and do something every day to keep yourself active. The message of this transit is that you need to put your focus, energy, attention in your partnership, relationship, bringing harmony and a sense of passion as well in your relationships. Your partner is going to play a very important role in your own transformation. During this transit, your 10th house, 2nd house, 3rd house and 4th house are the houses that are going to witness positive results. Eventually, it is going to be a lot to do with work and the business that you have, or if you wish to establish something, this could be a fruitful time. But then the focus would be to achieve satisfaction at a mental level. You would need to put a lot more efforts in order to do that. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Taurus ascendants. For Taurus ascendants, Mars becomes the ruler of the 12th house and the 7th house, and this Mars is making a transit in the 6th house. It is creating a Viparita Yoga in transit, which means there is rise after fall. This Mars for you rules the house of losses, expenditure, spirituality, your higher self-consciousness, the house of sleep or bed comforts, which is the 12th house, and the 7th house of marriage, partnership, relationship, harmony, businesses. And this Mars is making a transit in the 6th house of daily routine, debts, diseases, focus on health, and we see job from the 6th house as well. This Mars is going to aspect your 9th house, 12th house and the 1st house. The message is, by the aspect, Mars wants to protect your dharma, your lineage or fortune. This protection is going to come from yourself, your overall body, your personality and your decision making capabilities are going to play an important role in protection of your fortune and your dharma. Mars is creating a Viparita Yoga in transit, so the message is for you to be prepared to eventually rise, but this rise will come after a significant amount of struggle. From a nature perspective, malefic grahas do well in the 6th house from a growth point of view, but growth comes with struggle, obstacles and a lot of effort. So this time demands more hard work into your job, a lot more focus into your daily routine. Put all your energies and attention. Take support from your partner, reach out, communicate as much as you can. Your partner might go out of the way to support and help you during this time. This is an optimum time to bring in a lot of courage in anything that you do on a daily basis. Be careful of your gut during this time. Watch what you eat. Otherwise, you can develop digestive issues. Your 9th house, 1st house, 2nd house and the 3rd house are likely to demonstrate positive results. Travel can bring fortune. If you take journeys, that could really be fruitful during this time. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Gemini ascendants. For Gemini ascendants, Mars rules the 6th house and the 11th house, the ruler of daily routine, depths, health, healing and also service, along with the ruler of gains, all the material comforts and wealth in life, your friends, wider social network, recognition and also the ruler of competition in your chart is making a transit in your 5th house of future, progress. It is a progressive house because it is about future. We see children from this house. This is where the king sits. Therefore, this house holds certain amount of authority. Mars from here is going to aspect your 8th house, 11th house and the 12th house. Mars is trying to protect your transformation, sudden changes in life that are going to come over the next few weeks, and this protection is going to come from your spiritual capability, from the ability to give and help others, those who are in need, to increase your self-consciousness in order to sail through this time. Message for this transit is that your energy, attention and your daily routine and what you do on a day-to-day basis should be very much focused towards your future, progress. You would need to put certain plans in place in order to have gains in the upcoming months. If your ongoing dasha antardasha is supportive, there could be a rise in your income or some sort of recognition or a positive change that could be upcoming. As it is like a progressive transit, Mars is fire and it is in an air sign. So this is an optimum time for you to take certain decisions, take charge of your actions, and have plenty of energy in anything that you do on a day-to-day basis. Your 8th house, 12th house, 1st house and 2nd house are going to demonstrate positive results. So any kind of change is going to improve your personality and is going to improve your financial position as well. Overall, I would say it is a good transit and I wish you the very best. Now let's talk about Cancer ascendants. For Cancer ascendants, Mars is an important and a Yoga Karaka planet because it rules your 5th house and the 10th house. The ruler of future, creativity, children, progression, positional success, and also the ruler of work, job, your actions in the society, what you should do in life, is making a transit in your 4th house. 4th house of your comforts, homeland, mother, those things that make you feel happy, that make you feel content. We also see land, real estate and vehicles from the 4th house, and Mars, being the Bhumi Karak, is one of the significators of the 4th house. During this transit, Mars is aspecting your 7th house, 10th house and the 11th house by its 4th, 7th and the 8th aspect. Mars is trying to protect your harmony, relationships, partnership and marriage, and this protection is coming from your friends who are going to play an important role, your wider network, or the material gains that you have that are going to play a very important role in this kind of protection. The message for this transit is to bring a lot of harmony in your job, your success and whatever you're doing at your workplace. This time period, you need to make sure that as a remedy, you support household chores, work in the kitchen, do something or the other every day. Spend a few minutes in your kitchen doing some work. There is energy at your home, you need to leverage and channelize it. This Mars is creating an important yoga in transit which could be quite progressive as far as workplace success is concerned, as far as recognition is concerned, and a positive future in case your dasha antardasha is supportive during this time. If you have important decisions related to real estate, property or purchasing a vehicle, this could be a potentially favorable time to do it in case your dasha is supportive. Your 7th house, 11th house, 12th house and 1st house are likely to demonstrate positive results. That means there's a lot of focus bringing harmony in your partnership and your relationship for your better self, for your better personality. Overall, it is a positive transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Leo ascendants. For Leo ascendants, Mars again is an important and a Yoga Karaka planet because it rules two important houses, a Kendra and a Trinal house, the 4th house and the 9th house. The ruler of your home, homeland, your comfort space, mother, the place where you feel happy and content, and also the ruler of your 9th house, which is your dharma, fortune, long distance travel, father or a father figure, your lineage. This Mars is making a transit in your 3rd house of efforts, courage, younger siblings, short journeys, communication, change, and this Mars is going to aspect your 6th house, 9th house and 10th house. Mars is trying to protect your daily routine, focus a lot on your health, and this protection is going to come from your work, the kind of work that you do and your action that are going to speak volumes in terms of fixing your daily routine. It could be quite helpful for you. Let's understand the message of this transit. The message of this transit is that you were to intake short journeys during this time. Put a lot more focus, energy, attention in your efforts and whatever you do for a positive change. Mars is the significator or Karaka for the 3rd house. Therefore, it is quite a progressive transit. Change is constant and this change is going to bring a sense of satisfaction and happiness into your life. If you are looking forward to changing your work or your job, this could be a potentially favorable time in case you put efforts into it. Your approach needs to be different in terms of what you're doing. There could be that you need to refine your resume, or you need to leverage your communication in order to reach out to the right people to get support. This is also an excellent time for you to find yourself a mentor or a guru and get some blessings or a direction, and this will be quite helpful for you in your progress. Your 6th house, 10th house, 11th house and 12th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. If you work during this time, you are likely to have gains that will help you to manage your expenditure on luxuries. It is quite a progressive and a positive transit. I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Virgo ascendants. For Virgo ascendant, Mars is the 3rd house ruler and the 8th house ruler, the ruler of change, short journeys, younger siblings, communication, efforts, and also the ruler of transformation, sudden changes and ups and downs, longevity, occult sciences and mysticism, and all the hidden knowledge and research is now making a transit in your 2nd house of family, your speech, how and where you feed yourself, those who you would like to protect, and your accumulated wealth. This Mars is aspecting your 5th house, 8th house and the 9th house. Mars is trying to protect your future, your children. This protection is coming from your dharma, your fortune, father or a father figure, or some sort of guru or a mentor that could play a very important role in your future protection. The message for this transit is, in order to gain wealth, you need to transform, you need to put in a lot more efforts, you need to fix your relationships at home with your family. That is where the energy, enthusiasm needs to be there during this time. One of the things that you need to be mindful of is what you say, what you speak, because naturally this Mars is going to bring in anger and aggression in your speech. So it is important for you to channelize it to the best of your abilities for your betterment. Use that command to create an impression on others and influencing others. During this transit, your 5th house, 9th house, 10th house and 11th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. There are gains in the near future, but in order to have those gains, you need to think about your future. You need to think about planning ahead of the time. Overall, I would say it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Libra ascendants. For Libra ascendants, Mars becomes the ruler of the 2nd house and the 7th house. For Libra ascendants, Mars plays a very important role in accumulated wealth and also in marriage and partnerships, because it rules the 2nd house, which is the house of wealth, your family, speech, those people who you would like to protect. This is also the house where you feed yourself and how you feed yourself. And Mars also rules your marriage, partnership, businesses and people who are opposite to you. This Mars is now making a transit in your ascendant, in your 1st house itself, which is yourself, your body, your overall personality, most importantly your inner self, your knowledge and intelligence. Mars is going to be aspecting your 4th house, 7th house and the 8th house by its aspects, which means Mars is trying to protect your happiness, your comfort space, also a protection towards your mother and your homeland. This protection is coming from sudden changes in life, transformations. So you need to transform in order to protect your own happiness and comforts. Therefore, transformation is inevitable. It is needed during this transit. The message for this transit is that firstly, it is creating a wealth-giving opportunity or a yoga for you. So those people who are looking forward to getting some increment as far as their financial position is concerned, if your dasha is supportive, you can see some sort of rise in either your business or your income. Those who are also looking forward to getting married, or this transit can support your existing marriage, because there is likely support from your spouse or your partner during this time. Mars is the giver of energy. Remember, whenever it transits through your ascendant, it expects you to demonstrate this kind of energy in anything that you do on a day-to-day basis. That should become your day of life. Work out, exercise, do something or the other. Try to keep yourself active all through the day, because this is what Mars demands during this transit. The fire is rising in your ascendant, but you need to channelize it in an appropriate direction for your own benefit. During this transit, your 4th house, 8th house, 9th house and 10th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. So quite certainly, you're likely to get some sort of comfort and better work opportunities. but then you would need to practice mindfulness. If you were to elevate your performance at work, success will only come if you practice mindfulness or any other spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga or sadhana. Overall, it is a good transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Scorpio Ascendants. For Scorpio Ascendants, Mars is an important planet because it is your Lagna Lord. It rules your first house, yourself, your overall body, personality. It rules your intelligence. It also rules the sixth house of daily routines, activities, things that you do on a regular basis. We also see job from the sixth house. We also see intelligence from sixth house. Besides that, sixth house also talks about debts, diseases. So there's a lot of focus on your overall health. This Mars is making a transit in your 12th house. 12th house of losses, expenditure, the things that you would like to give away, your sleep and bed comforts. We also see higher self-consciousness from the 12th house. Mars is going to be aspecting your 3rd house, 6th house and 7th house by its 3 aspects during this time. Mars is protecting your efforts and change because this is something we see from the 6th house, and your spouse or your partner is going to play a very important role in protection of your efforts. Your business is going to play a role. So the efforts that you would make during this time would give you long lasting financial results during the course of time. Now Mars is creating a Viparita Yoga in transit, which means that there is rise. However, this rise would come after a fall. There would be struggle, there would be considerable amount of challenges, but eventually you would rise. All that you need to do is stay resilient. There needs to be a lot of focus on getting a good night's sleep during this time because there could be certain disruption in your sleep which can have negative consequences in your overall health and mental well-being. So make sure that you get a good night's sleep so that you are energized all through the day. During this time, the donations that you make, things that you give to those who are in need is a very good remedy. Support you cope up with these times. So make use of this, get blessings from other people who are needy during this time. Your 3rd house, 7th house, 8th house and 9th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. Short and long journeys, any kind of journeys could be fruitful during this time. However, you would need to make a lot of efforts. You might feel that this is a waste of energy, but then you need to stay resilient. You need to have plenty of patience. Do not shy away from putting in efforts. Any spiritual practice could also be helpful during this time to get you some sort of mental peace that could be important during this time. Overall, it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Sagittarius Ascendants. For Sagittarius Ascendants, Mars becomes the ruler of the 5th house and the 12th house. Mars is a Karaka Graha for Sagittarius Ascendants. It rules your future, progress, the house of children. This is where the king sits. This house holds a lot of power and authority, and Mars also rules the 12th house of higher self-consciousness, losses, expenditure, the things that you like to give away, your sleep and bed comforts. And it is making a transit in your 11th house of gains, all the material wealth and comforts, your wider social network, your ability to influence, your ability to surpass any kind of competition. It is a very important house, and any planet that goes into the 11th house mostly gives positive results, particularly if it's a malefic. So from a transit perspective, this is quite a positive transit because Mars is likely to do very well for future related gains to help you cope up with rise in your expenditure, because even if you were to spend on luxuries, there will be rise in your income and your positional status as well. Mars is going to be aspecting your 2nd house, 5th house and 6th house during this transit. Mars is trying to protect your family, your accumulated wealth by your daily routines. This is where you need to spend your energies in fixing your daily routine so that your wealth remains protected, your speech remains protective. You need to be conscious of what you say and how you say. Do all kinds of social service, community service during this time. That could be quite beneficial for you. The key message of this transit is gains are related to future to help you cope up with rise in your expenditure. If you're expecting any kind of promotion or career growth during this time, this could be a potentially favorable time because it shows progress in anything that you do over the next 45 days. So you need to make the most of it. During this transit, your 3rd house, 6th house, 7th house and 8th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. Change is there, it is inevitable, and it is there to transform you. It is there to support you. In case you are expecting any kind of inheritance, this transit could also be favorable for you. Overall, it is a good transit, and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Capricorn ascendants. For Capricorn ascendants, Mars becomes the ruler of the 4th house and the 11th house, and it is making a transit in the 10th house, the one that rules your happiness, comfort, mother, homeland, and also the house of gains, your wider social network, your ability to influence others, recognition, winning over the competition, and all kinds of material comforts in life, is making a transit in the 10th house, where we see actions in the society. 10th house is all about profession, work, job, all the things that you do to survive, to sustain yourself. It is the most important Kendra house. Mars gains directional strength in the 10th house. It is Digbali. Therefore, there are blessings of the Digpala Devata during this transit. It is quite an auspicious time for you to make the most of this transit. Mars is going to be aspecting your 1st house, 4th house, and the 5th house. Therefore, there is protection of yourself. Your body is being protected. Your immunity is being protected. This protection is coming from your future planning, your children, and all kinds of creative pursuits or activities. This is where you need to put more focus. You are going to make progress for your own self to become a better person. This time period is likely to be quite supportive in any workplace related matters, whether it is environment related to your workplace, whether it is relationship with your superiors at your workplace. Those people are going to be quite supportive. There should be someone who would play a role in your life if you look towards them to help you progress and grow during this time. In case you're looking for another opportunity as far as work is concerned, this could be a potentially favorable time for you. You would need to leverage your wider social network, reach out to the right people, think about and start putting those efforts in place for you to be successful in your workplace endeavors, because this is where the energy and attention needs to be. During the transit, your 1st house, 5th house, 6th house, and the 7th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. It is time for self-improvement, understanding your strengths and leveraging to the best of your abilities, which can help you have some sort of rise in your business and your overall partnership and get support from your spouse during this time. Overall, it is a positive transit, and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Aquarius ascendants. For Aquarius ascendants, Mars becomes the ruler of the 3rd house and the 10th house, the ruler of change, any kinds of efforts, communication, younger sibling, short journeys. This is the house of growth because it is one of the first Upachaya house. Mars also rules the 10th house of your actions in the society, profession, job, all the things that you do to sustain yourself and to grow. This Mars is making a transit in your 9th house of fortune, dharma, religion, father or father figure. This is the most important trinal house and also represents long distance journeys. This Mars is creating a natural dharma karma yoga in transit. However, it is not an auspicious transit because Mars, being a malefic graha, is making a transit in your trinal house. This Mars is going to be aspecting your 12th house, 3rd house, and the 4th house. Mars is trying to protect any kinds of losses during this time. Mars is trying to protect your sleep. That needs to be the focus of the hour, and your own comfort space, your mother or people from your homeland might play a role in terms of these kinds of protection. You would also play a role in terms of watching your sleep and trying to ensure that you have a balanced routine through the next few weeks. So you would need to continue to change yourself in order to elevate and have some sort of mental strength as well during this time. The message of this transit for you is stay on your dharma, the path that you have. Stick to it. Do not deviate. You might come across a situation that there is an illusion around you. You would be confused. But then you need to stick towards your path of righteousness, what you feel is good. And you need to champion your own dharma, your lineage, those supreme forces that you believe in. Have conviction. This is the time for patience. Therefore, I would say any sort of spiritual practice during this time would be highly beneficial for you. If not spiritual practice, it could be as simple as taking a walk or going to the gym, doing anything to keep yourself busy mentally as well as physically, because if you're able to do that, this transit will be successful for you, as fortune will get certain support that you need during this time. Watch what you say during this transit. Take care of your communication. Leverage the energy of Mars in a positive direction in order to influence others, in order to create an impression on others. Your 12th house, 4th house, 5th house and 6th house are likely to demonstrate positive results. It is a message for spiritual pursuits, practices that will help you follow the right path. Overall, it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. Let's now talk about Pisces ascendants. For Pisces ascendants, Mars becomes the ruler of the 2nd house and the 9th house. Mars plays a very important role in wealth related matters because it is ruling your 2nd house of accumulated wealth, income, savings, investment, also your family, how you feed yourself, the people who you would like to protect, and it also rules the 9th house of dharma, fortune, father or father figure, higher learning and long distance travel. This Mars is making a transit in your 8th house of sudden ups and downs, transformation, longevity, occult sciences, mysticism, all kinds of hidden knowledge that needs to be researched. Mars is going to aspect your 11th house, 2nd house and the 3rd house. Mars during this transit is trying to protect your gains, your material comforts in life, and this protection is coming from change and the kind of efforts that you will make during this time, which could be supportive for your overall gains. From a transit perspective, the 9th lord going to the 8th house is creating loss of dharma or fortune. You would need to put in a lot more efforts than required during this time. Make sure that you do not feel drained out with all the energies that you have during this transit. You might need to put a lot more efforts that is needed. You need to ensure that you take care of your savings and make some wise decisions during this time. Any decisions that you've made in the recent times with regards to wealth, savings, any kind of investment, whether it is real estate, financial market, try to reevaluate, reassess and see whether these decisions have been right or in the best long-term interest or not. Avoid any such decisions over the next 40-45 days, because this time could be prone towards sudden changes in wealth. Now this could be good, this could be bad as well, depending on the situation and your ongoing dasha antardasha. During this transit, your 11th house, 3rd house, 4th house and the 5th house are likely to demonstrate some sort of positive results. There would be gains, but for those gains, you need to make better decisions which are future focused, which are linked to the best and long-term interest of your future. Decision making is the key. Sit back with yourself, reflect, try to analyze some of the decisions that you've made in the past and think about them, whether they're going in the right direction or if you were to make any changes. Overall, it is a mixed transit and I wish you the very best. So this was about Mars's transit in the sign of Libra. That is the upcoming transit, and I hope and wish the fiery energy of Mars in the air sign of Libra helps us channelize this fire in the right direction for our own benefit and for the betterment of mankind. Thank you very much. God bless you all.